guys, it's no big secret to anybody that knows me and knows Helena is that we're very big Bruce Campbell fans. If you don't know who Bruce Campbell is, unfriend me.
Stop watching right now.
Stop watching right now. Turn off. Bruce Campbell from Army of Darkness, from Evil Dead, a lot of other shows as well. Briscoe County Jr., some people may not know about that. That was an amazing show. But we found the guy here today who did some pretty amazing stuff. He collected movie props. What do you think about that? It was pretty wild. He's dressed up as Ash.
He's dressed as Ash.
Yeah.
Like classic chainsaw hand Ash.
Yeah.
And that was the first thing we noticed. And they have all these different rooms set up here. So you can go in, you can see all the different people and all that. But we walked in and I'm like, oh my God, there's Ash. The guy looks identical to Bruce Campbell.
He does. He's got the
Ash.
hair. He's got the whole thing. He had the chainsaw arm. It was pretty damn cool. And he's like he's a cool guy.
Yeah, very knowledgeable too. He's been doing this for a while, and clearly he's biased because he does love Bruce Campbell and Evil Dead, and all those great movies that we all know and love. Of course.
Little known fact about Helena and I, on our first date, one of the reasons we bonded is because I've met Bruce Campbell twice, and I told her the stories, and it's just, we're both big Bruce Campbell fans, but at the same time, when we see him again, we're going to be like, oh my, you're the best. No, he's a cool guy.
Oh, I'll try not to. I might do that.
You might.
I'm not as cool as you when you meet famous people.
I like to meet famous. I think famous people love to be talked to just like regular people.
Right.
And I think him more than anybody else.
Yeah.
When he's not being, Bruce Campbell.
Right.
When he's not being Ash. But
Yeah.
it was a cool time. But this guy, he actually said he met him a couple times. He tells a story about it, and we got to see all the damn cool movie props.
It was neat. It was really good, and he really knows his stuff. Dennis Carter Jr. Movie Museum, and it was fantastic. He had all these amazing props from all different movies that were actually used in the movies. They were not just things he collected. He didn't make them. He has this whole network of people that tell him, oh, this is going up, and they're getting rid of this. And he told you a really great story about something he's found in a thrift store from a movie set, and they would have just thrown it out. And he's amassed this amazing collection now because of it. So It was very impressive.
Very cool. Now let's check that out right now. Hey, what's up? It's Steve hanging out here at the New York Horror Festival. Actually, New York Horror Show is what they're calling it. It's a festival, but it's also a show. I'm hanging out here with a guy, the character he's playing is, he's a man amongst men. He's a god amongst men. Some people may know him as Ash, but what is your real name, sir?
Dennis Carter Jr.
Dennis Carter Jr. Now, when I first came in here, first I thought that you did all of these things, but essentially what you have here is that you have the actual props from movies. Tell us more about
Correct. Some of these are replicas, like for example, the Chuckies you could buy like at Spencer Gifts, but obviously the Chucky box was actually from the end of Child's Play 2. From the warehouse scene. I started collecting mostly toys, like obviously back in the 80s.
Wow.
Then only around 2001, 2002, I started getting into props. When eBay first came out, someone sold a giant Slimer that was from Universal Studios.
Wow.
And the thing is, what was great about eBay at the time is no one knew what it was, no one really trusted it.
Yeah.
And so I got like a ton of stuff, like dirt cheap. So I was just like really fortunate to get that.
Awesome. Now, I mean, I gotta ask you if you have any Evil Dead stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, tell me more
I
about
have,
that.
like I said, unfortunately, due to space here, I'm kind of limited. But if anybody, like I said, if you type in Dennis Carter Jr., you can go to my Facebook page. I actually have a whole album just dedicated to nothing but Bruce Campbell and the Evil Dead trilogy.
God bless you, sir.
I got like, the only surviving possessed hand from Evil Dead 2.
Wow.
One of the lost pages, actual props that were from a deleted scene that Greg Nicotero actually told me in intricate detail the entire scene.
Wow.
From Army of Darkness. So like I said, there's just like a lot of different things I have.
Well, I'm going to get back to the Army of Darkness stuff in just a sec. And then I want to get your thoughts on Ash versus the Evil Dead. But first, tell us about, give me at least 3 of the favorite props that you have here.
Well, the props that I have here today, probably definitely 3 of them that were my favorite. One of them is the skeleton arm, which if you guys want to see it over there.
We'll check it out. I'll cut it in. I'll do that wacky cut-in thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's talk about it now. We'll cut right into it.
The skeleton arm was, for those of you that remember Army of Darkness, when Ash falls in the cemetery and he's being beat to death pretty much by all the skeleton
It's like the
arms.
wacky Three Stooges thing?
Correct.
Yeah.
When was it? There was a skeleton that basically grabs the right side of his cheek and then actually his nostril and he's going like this. I actually have that skeleton arm.
Oh
which is
man,
over
you're
here
going to have to
right
touch that.
Oh, definitely.
Just get closer to it.
Bruce Campbell's boogers and DNA on it.
So we can actually clone Bruce Campbell if we want to. Okay. All right, so we got that one. That's the first one. Give me another one.
The second one, like I said, I got so many things over there. One of the things is actually the Michael Jackson Tombstone from the Thriller set. I'm a very huge Michael Jackson fan.
Cool.
And when he was doing his This Is It concert, he actually made a short Thriller video, which was going to be in 3D and actually played during the concert.
Gotcha.
And so they actually made like a whole cemetery set type of thing. But then after he passed away, a lot of this stuff pretty much was just like brought to auction houses, brought on tour. Certain people who actually worked on the actual production itself, was actually selling things. I'm very fortunate to have one of the tombstones from the actual Thriller set.
Wow, that's awesome. All right, number 3. What do we got?
Probably the third one would have to be the Jaws, Teeth, and Skin.
The Jaws, Teeth, and Skin.
It's actually from the animatronic shark that was used at the Universal Studios ride, which no longer exists.
Yeah, I heard about that, yeah.
Because unfortunately, like I said, a lot of the theme park attractions, when they take them down, they just destroy everything.
Yeah.
And so I was actually very fortunate to find someone who actually worked at Universal Studios who I've actually became very good friends with.
Yeah.
He's gotten me certain things, like I said, the actual Jaws shark and skin. I actually got one of King Kong's teeth.
Wow.
A bunch of things from Jurassic Park, the ride, and so it's just like really great to like have this stuff because once that ride is gone, it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
There's like nothing really.
What is it about collecting these props that you love so much?
Well, back when I was first collecting like different kind of memorabilia, I grew up in a showbiz family.
Okay.
And so I was very big into theater, like clowns, magicians, that kind of stuff. But I was always very big into the movies type stuff as well.
Right.
And one thing I always wondered is, what do they do with movie props after the film is done?
Gotcha.
And it wasn't until like the 90s when I started seeing documentaries based on a lot of like old movies, like the original War of the Worlds, The Time Machine, when they're saying, oh, we just destroyed them, we melt them down. Like H.G. Wells, like they said, the Time Machine, they actually found the physical Time Machine at a thrift store out in California.
At a thrift store?
And a thrift store. There's like a whole documentary on the DVD. I'm like,
oh man. Imagine you walk in, it's like, how much for that? $20. Just trying to get rid of it.
And so it was just like, like I said, and I've never really heard of anybody selling props or even prop replicas at the time.
Wow.
And like I said, it wasn't until eBay came about that I started seeing more people selling things on there, and obviously, a lot of talented artists who are selling replicas of things.
Yeah.
And it's just interesting where, obviously you can watch a film, you see something in the film, and then actually physically hold it in your hand, and you're thinking, these people made this in a little 2x4 shed somewhere, the San Fernando Valley or whatever.
Yeah.
And now here it is, you're holding it in your hand, and it's just something about it saying the journey that it's been through for years of how it got from point A to point B.
It brings you closer to the favorite films that you love. You have now you literally have a physical connection, and every time you see it, you can actually, it's like, bring it right next to you. Maybe when you're watching something like Slimer, just hang out next to you while you're watching Ghostbusters.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty cool. So bringing it back, so we're going to wrap it up with your thoughts on Ash versus the Evil Dead.
I'm really looking forward to it. From what I've been hearing about it, they're going back to the original formula of having like the comedy and horror element.
Splatstick,
which they,
as it's called.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They combine perfectly with Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness. So
Right.
I think it's going to be very groovy.
Very groovy. We love that, man. Well, you look awesome.
Thank you.
Coming from a big Bruce Campbell fan, I think you even have the look. You have the hair down. You could be related to Bruce. We should probably check that out. Wish I got some of that DNA over there, man.
Okay.
All right. So, can people find you on the web? Where can we find you?
Yeah, actually, just go on Facebook. Just type in Dennis Carter Jr. You'll see me actually dressed as Ash, standing next to the actual Ash himself, Bruce Campbell.
Nice.
I met at a convention that I was lucky enough to get my picture taken with him and everything.
Great.
So, like I said, just send me a friend request. Say, you saw me on the show, from the New York Horror Show.
Yeah.
And like I said, you actually see all my stuff that I post on there, props and everything. Because also I do a lot of acting in independent films as well.
Excellent.
So I actually have a like page which has a lot of my like appearances, like where I'm appearing as Ash. I've been appearing as Ash for the past 6 years.
You do kids parties?
I've actually done kids parties.
Awesome. You can cut the cake, so that works out for you.
There you go.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, it's a pleasure meeting you. I'd shake your hand, but I want to keep it. Yeah.
Okay.
So all right, there you go. There he is.
That's it. Shop smart. Shop best smart. You got that?